Everybody, this is Brie Lester, and this is my Web 2.0 video assignment. I watched the videos from Professor Wesh, and I had a couple of different opinions about some things that he had said. For starters, he was basically talking about how the internet is giving people free rein to be whoever they want to be, and I completely agree with that. I think that also leads to a lot of, they call them keyboard heroes, and people, they can pretend to be a certain political party, they can pretend to be whomever, but in real life they're completely different people, and I feel like that is a huge issue in our society today. People are so fake. People have no idea who they're actually talking to, and I think it's an issue. He had an equation on there, and it was being anonymous. I'm just going to paraphrase it because I obviously can't say this word. He's saying that people that are anonymous and have a physical distance, that can create hatred as public performance, but it also can allow people to have freedom to experience humanity without having fear or anxiety doing it. So I don't know, maybe it's a double-edged sword. Maybe it's like, okay, well, people can be on various social media and be whomever they want to be, talk to whomever they want to talk to without having that social anxiety. However, how are you ever going to get over having that social anxiety if you never talk to people in real life? How are you ever going to go to a job interview? How are you ever going to be an educator? How are you ever going to be at a job, period? You're going to be socially awkward, and it's not going to be very good for you. Let's see. How does podcasting help in a classroom? Well, it can be automatically downloaded through any aggregator. It can further explain lessons. It engages students, and it's accessible anywhere at any time. So I'm reading off of some notes. I wrote a lot of notes for this assignment. Another question that you asked us was, should children/students be allowed to have a social media account? My answer is no. I do not feel like children are responsible enough. I don't think they are street smart enough. And I feel like this privilege to have a social media account can lead to a lot of disastrous events. Children can be talking to people who, like I said before, can be posing as somebody they really aren't, and then they want to meet up with those children later, and they could get kidnapped, they could get raped, they could get, you name it. I just don't think it's a good idea. Children are really naive. Like, they have people that are trying to sell them something, or, hey, give me your social security, give me your phone number, give me your address. I really have something neat for you. And children that aren't street smart enough to be able to understand that that's a scam, they can get into a lot of trouble. And so I just feel like social media accounts for children is just not a good idea. I know some people have different opinions about that, and that's fine. This is just my one opinion. By the way, do you like my little audience here? I thought I'd fun it up a little bit. So speaking of podcasts, the one that I listened to was by Pam Morin, and her title was Educating Kids for Life, Not for Tests. And she was talking about how technology is really going to be going through a new renaissance, in the education department. She was talking that children, their skills, like their communication skills, can be improved through the use of technology. They can be more creative. And she was saying that tests don't give students the hands-on experience that they will need for real life. she says that students need to be prepared for life by allowing them to explore outside of the textbook. And she was basically saying that teachers need to be given more freedom, more leeway to teach how they want to be teaching, and they need to be allowed to be more creative and engage students, like I said, without sticking their noses in a textbook all day long, but rather engaging them through, various ways, field trips or what have you. So that was my podcast, and I'll be giving you the link below. Let's see, what else were you asking? Describe which cloud-based bookmarking tool I used and why I used iCrumbs. I found this online through some reviews that I was kind of going through. So iCrumbs, ICRUMZ, this is a great tool to use. It's non-syncing. It organizes all of my favorite saved websites in different folders, and it's really organized. It's free. It's cloud-based, like you asked. There are no ads. No downloads or installation required. It's so easy to use. The only thing that I had problems with was at first, it was a little tricky just trying to get used to navigating through it and figuring out how to upload things, download things, move things around, create new folders, etc. But once you get all that figured out, it's so easy to use. It's really basic, and some people may not like it for that reason. But you just go to iCrumbs, and you set up your account, and then you're all set. And then you have everything that you need right there at your fingertips. If you want to go to YouTube, you just, in that folder, just click on YouTube. You don't have to type it in. It's really easy to use. I really like it a lot. And I have actually downloaded a few different websites on there already, like the Smithsonian app that I was telling you about. Some different teacher tools like lesson plan creators, activity ideas, etc. So I suppose that is all that you have asked. I did also like in one of the videos, there was a YouTuber by the username of bnestle1973, and he was talking about how he had lost his little boy to SIDS and how he started creating these different aliases or these different characters, and he had a lot of fun with them. And at the end he quoted, "The videos we make on YouTube should be created in hopes to change the world. I've made mine to help me live in it." And I found that really interesting. It really hit home to me because people can go online and they can just act stupid and crazy, and nobody is there to judge them except for leaving comments on their videos, which they can disable. But it's just a way of people to express themselves and live freely and not have to worry about being judged and ridiculed and criticized and beaten down verbally. And this man, he actually used YouTube and these different characters to help him cope with the stress and the depression, rather, from losing his child. And I never really looked at it that way. And I think a lot of people can relate to him and probably use YouTube for that same reason. The video of the children, the students in the college room setting. Okay, this one was interesting. A Vision of Students Today, I think was the name of the video. And these students are so caught up in technology that they are not focusing on school. This is kind of what I've gotten from the video. They're not getting enough sleep. They're overwhelmingly in debt. They're studying for jobs that don't even exist yet, which is actually kind of cool. They will only read 8 books a year, but will read 1,281 Facebook profiles and 2,300 web pages. Okay, I think that varies student to student, and it depends on your study habits. Some people have better study habits than others, but Being a multitasker is definitely key, especially if you have kids and work and just life in general. But if you don't have kids and if you don't have a job, there's no reason you should only be reading 8 books a year. There's no reason that you shouldn't be studying. There's no reason that you should only get 7 hours of sleep at night. I think that's on you. Honestly, I don't think that that has anything with you being in college, anything to do with you being in college. I think that's poor study habits. I feel like people's noses are so wrapped up in technology nowadays that they're forgetting to open a book. They're forgetting to do their homework, or they just aren't making it a priority. And granted, technology is huge. Technology is going to bring us far in life. We're going to get a lot accomplished. We're going to be very successful through the use of technology. But when it starts interfering with your studies, at what point do you say, hey, you need to turn this off? Like, this is unhealthy at this point. So that's just my little soapbox. Technology helps us deal with anxiety, stress, depression, fear of evil going on in the world. There are a lot of things. One student said that the future generations will be forced to solve problems that they didn't create, and that's totally true. And technology will help them do that. But you gotta step up your game. You gotta put down your phone while you're in class, and you gotta figure out what that teacher's trying to tell you, because it's probably important. So get off Facebook, get your nose to the books, figure out your life. And I think that's it. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.